How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. This video, I want to give a proper shout out to U.S. airline transportation. God bless you, sons of bitches. You take a task, delivering goods, in this case people, from point A to point B, and you find a way to fucker it up every single time. I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, United States. I had decided to surprise my wife. My wife and my son, to be honest. My wife and my son, they haven't been able to see anybody on mom's side of the family in far too long. And I mean, they do the Zoom stuff and all, but that's not quite the same. So I set it up to where we were going to go to Western Europe, and we were going to basically bring a bunch of the wife's family over from Poland, and we were going to have a meetup kind of thing for a couple of days. It was kind of a surprise for my wife because I had been proposing to my wife that we go out to Poland to visit her family, and ever since the whole thing kicked off with Ukraine, my wife's been very gun shy about me or the boy going anywhere near Poland. I personally hope that nothing kicks off between Poland and Russia because my wife is liable to just tell both me and the son that she loves us and then leads off to go try to kill some Russians. But get to the airport today, nice and early, mainly because my flight to go to my main flight, to get across the Atlantic, well, that first flight didn't take off until like 3 p.m. I was going to have a red eye all the way through the night once I got to my connecting flight. So I get to this podunk airport that has United and what's the one that's based out of Atlanta? Delta. It's not like it really matters. They all fucking suck. So the airline that I'm flying out of, I get there, and when I'm checking in, I notice right away that pretty much every single flight going to the main hub that I got to go to, coming from the airport that I'm standing at, well, out of 5 of them, 2 of them have already been delayed. None of them are canceled, but they're delayed. They're delaying like crazy. They're going back further and further and further and further. So I say to the old guy at the ticket gate, I'm like, is this plane supposed to take off on time? He goes, that's what the screen says, sir, but between you and me, I'm not very hopeful. I was like, okay, good to know. So I go through TSA. Go through TSA and get to my gate, sit there. And I got to sit there for a while because I'm way early for the flight. And the reason I'm way early is when you check out of a hotel room, they don't exactly let you check out at like noon. They want you kind of out of there early. Plus, it's free Wi-Fi at the airport and stuff. So I'm doing paperwork and stuff. I'm kind of half distracted. But I'm at the airport for like 3.5 hours. And then my phone buzzes and I look down and I've been told now that my flight from this airport will be the last flight to leave at like 8:25 tonight. Which is what they keep saying for all the other flights. So somehow this podunk little tiny airport is going to send out like 3 or 4 United Airlines flights all going to the same fucking place. Or Delta, whichever one I was flying. I can't remember which. It doesn't matter. I fly all the time. Who gives a shit? So I get up, pack up my little laptop, carry it on bag, walk back, out to the front ticket gate. And of course, there's all these people in line, and they're all taking turns. They're all waiting so that they can then stand in front of the person and start screaming at the person at the checkout line or the ticket line, which I will never understand why people do this. That person you're yelling at in no way, shape, or form has any control over anything. There's nothing they can really do. Secondly, you're not going to be able to say or do anything to somebody that works at the ticket line of a major or any airport for that matter that will shock or scare them. 1, they know you're pretty much unarmed. 2, any crazy shit that you say or do will immediately get you arrested, hit up with felonies, and you'll never be allowed to fly on an airplane ever again. So it's like, They're already kind of in a position of power. So I get up to the old guy that had checked me in, and I said, I noticed the flight now is at like 8:50 or whatever. My connecting flight is at 5:20. So obviously I'm not making my connecting flight over to Europe. Um, is there anything we could do about this? Like, what are my options, basically? And the guy goes, because he's going through all of us. He hands me a little card. He goes, look, I'm very, very sorry, but there's nothing really I can do. You can call this number, try to get a hold of a live person, and maybe they can release you to the other airline, and we could try to get you onto another flight. I said, okay. So I dial up the number, and I kind of understand why everyone's pissed off. Because I dial up the number, and I get one of those AI things. That's the new thing now in customer support or whatever. Is they just have, instead of having some guy in India talk to you, now they just have a useless AI program that's retarded. So the very first thing it asks me is for the 5-digit confirmation code for my flights. It's 5 letters, like F, G, H, Z, W. And I say that. And they goes, this is for flight blah, 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 Dallas to Calcutta. I'm like, what? No, wrong. So it's like, please give me your confirmation. So I give him the number. Same exact fucking number. He fires back. This is for San Jose to Tokyo, Japan. I'm like, what the shit? No. Like, it'd be one thing if he gave me the same wrong answer twice, but it's giving me different wrong answers, and it does it 4 or 5 times. So finally it goes, I will now try to get you to a living agent, or, a living person. Due to high call volume, please hang up unless this is about a flight that's going to occur within the next hour. It's like, motherfucker. So I got it, I'm on hold. I text my wife. And I start off with, please don't be mad, but I'm going to arrive late. She immediately calls me. I'm on hold with this thing, so I'm like, fuck it. So I flop over to the other call. Because chances are when I flip back, either I'm hung up on, which that only would have happened if somebody actually answered my fucking call. Otherwise, I'm still on hold. I'm like, hey, babe, I'm really, really sorry, but I'm probably going to be delayed by at least a day. Naturally, my wife thought I was doing my usual shit where I was picking work over her and my son, which I would argue that I don't necessarily do that. That certainly wasn't the case. I was like, no, babe, you can look up the flight now. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But this airline is canceling every single flight coming out of this regional airport. And even if I got into a rental car and I started driving to the closest airport, it's already too late. So I'm going to just get I'm going to get a hotel room for the night. The company's going to pay for that, and I'm just going to have to reschedule flights in the morning. So she's like, okay, get here when you can, be safe. And I was like, yeah, I will. Love you, babe. She's like, love you too. I felt like a big asshole, I'm like, now I'm kind of pissed off because I disappointed my wife. So I get back in line, and all these people are just ripping into this old guy who was the guy that checked me in originally and then tried to help me out the second time. And then this young Latina girl who had braces. She literally to me looked like she was 12 years old. So you have an old guy and a 12-year-old girl, it seemed like. So I finally get in the front because it's all these people that are waiting to stand there just so they can get in front and then berate both of these people because they're still on hold with the customer support line. And it's like, well, why'd you wait in line for this? They don't have a super secret number that they can call. You people are idiots. So I get up to the front, and I ended up, the young girl was got done getting yelled at by the previous person. So she's like, sir. And I was like, hola, ¿cómo estás? She's like, oh, I'm not so good. Like, yeah, I can imagine. And I'm kind of just chatting to her a little bit in Spanish. But I was like, look, my flight's not going to happen. I know it, you know it, what have you. Is there any way I can get rescheduled to leave tomorrow? And she's like, yes, I can reschedule you right now. Same date, same time tomorrow to the same destinations. I go, yes. I was like, but I am going to need my luggage back. 'Cause, you got all my clothes and stuff, and I got to find a hotel. And she goes, oh, yes, of course, right away. Let me go get I'll get your luggage, but I'm going to head and schedule, your flights. So she's doing this all on the computers after I've been chatting to her with Spanish. When you know it, the guy that's standing like next to me just blurts out, well, I speak Spanish to get somebody to do their job. And I just turn and I look at the guy, and he's to my left, which is the good side of my face. So I just turn and I show him my whole face so you can see how fucked up the right side of my face is. And I said, you got a problem with me using Spanish, sir? And keep in mind, I'm kind of like crouching down so I can talk to this lady behind the desk. Because I don't like necessarily to try to tower over people, especially people that try to help me. I try to be nice. But I stand up fully erect. I just stand up. And I'm like, you got a problem with me using Spanish? And the guy's like, no. I was like, I asked her to reschedule my flights for tomorrow. You could do that as well. It is what it is. I was like, do you have a problem with me rescheduling my flights for tomorrow? He's like, no. I mean, do you have any problem with me whatsoever? No. Okay. So, I turned back to the young lady, and I'm like, yeah, just grab, she's like, I got all your ticket information, I was like, thank you. And then I had to stand there until because she had to go in the back to grab my bag and then give me the bag. And then I drove to like the nearest crappy hotel, and I'm here for, 24 hours, I guess. I just don't understand people. Well, it's like, what is the point of yelling at these two? What was the point of trying to start shit with me? Like, what am I doing wrong, motherfucker? Like, sorry, you can only speak one language and you're a dickhead. And sorry you somehow think that you can just scream and yell at, some person behind the freaking ticket counter of an airline. Like, it's amazing to me. Like, look, I'm sorry, but this is the reality of the world. The reality of the world is every single airline, their motto is, hey, fuck you. As a customer, that's their motto. Hey, fuck you. What are you going to do? Go to the other airline? They're going to treat you just as shitty. And they're going to let you abuse the shit out of their employees and all, but eventually you're going to mouth off and say the wrong thing, and somebody's going to correct you physically. I mean, they already had like the security people like were just milling around this entire booth just to like get within eye shot of like people that were really raising their voices just to remind them, hey, you're at an airport. Knock that shit down. Like, if we have to, we'll taser your dumbass. So, but I mean, it is frustrating. It's absolutely really frustrating because I'm spending more time in a town that I don't want to really be at, away from my wife and my kid. But we're supposed to have 14 days there, so it looks like it's gonna be 13. So that kind of sucks. But I am not turning on my work computer. I don't give a crap. I don't give a shit who tries to get a hold of me. I'm keeping my phone off. All right, correction. I'm keeping my phone on this mode where I block pretty much every single number and so on message other than like my wife's number because I'm not dealing with any kind of office shit. I'm not in the mood. But God, I hate flying. I get asked this all the time by people that find out like my lifestyle and like wow, you're on the road like 95% of the time. Yeah. You must love to travel. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's like telling someone, oh, you must love root canals. It's like, no, traveling sucks. Like, flights suck. They have sucked since like the 1960s. After the 1960s or whatever, when everybody started flying, air travel has just turned awful. Getting on a plane in the United States is no different than getting on a bus in Calcutta. The average person on a plane doesn't know how to act. And you're just crammed in there and you're treated like shit. Everyone knows you're being treated like shit and everyone just hates each other. And it's filled with people that seemingly have just gotten out of the nut house the previous day. So they don't understand, no, you can't go and use the bathroom right when the plane is taxiing to get onto the runway, you shit for brains. Sit your ass down, wait till the fucking plane's in the air. Golly. I still have like 13 hours of flying to do. Fuck. It's gonna suck. Say lovey. I hope everyone's doing better than me. I am looking forward though to seeing family. I get along great with my wife's family. Much better than my own. Anyway, y'all take care. Ciao.